Thank you. I'm back. Sorry, we had a glitch with one of the speaker not able to join us because of some technical glitch at their end. So what we are doing is that we are going ahead with the speaker next after that. And it's my pleasure to welcome Shri Tusharkanti Behera, who is the Minister of State, Electronics and IT, Sport and Youth Services in the government of Odisha. As I introduce Shri Tusharkanti Behera ji, I request him to switch on his video, unmute his audio, and get ready on the stage. Shri Tusharkanti Behera is the Minister of State Independent Charge for Electronics and IT, Sports and Youth Services at Government of Odisha, Cuttack. He's an alumni of IIT Kharagpur, where he did his bachelor and master's in biotechnology and biochemical engineering. He has held the position of head of state, head of department in Department of Biomedical Engineering in Eastern Academy of Science and Technology under BPUT Bhubaneswar. He has lessoned students in environmental engineering in Centurion University of Technology and Management and has been associated with the DST project of Biosand Filter. He is the co-founder of Kharagpur Cyber League, which is a cyber gaming community comprising of more than 300 members. He's worked as General Secretary of the Kalinga Samaj and Oriya community, comprising more than 500 members in IIT. He has also worked closely with many corporates, including Infosys, Mahindra, Satyam, L&T Infotech, POSCO Steel, Reliance, and more for the placements of many of these students. It's our pleasure to host Shri Tusharkanti Behera ji here. And sir, over to you.
Thank you. Thank you so much for this elaborate description about me. Um, First of all, I would like to congratulate for convening this web seminar in this tough time, this in pandemic. Um, that this Vision Summit 2020 by IESA. A very good afternoon, one and all. Uh, I'd like to go for a formal speech. First of all, I would like to draw the attention for all the audiences and all the panelists, the management people who are behind organizing this thing, and I would like to thank you all. The world's fastest growing industry, electronic system design and manufacturing, continues to transform lives, businesses, and economies across the globe. The ESDM sector in India has witnessed exponential growth in the past few years and is estimated to generate 100 to 130 billion in economic value by 2025. The government has taken various initiatives to promote electronics manufacturing in the country with a target of achieving net export by 2025. India emerged as the second largest manufacturer of mobile phones in the world in 2018. The production value of mobile devices has gone up from about $3 billion in 2014-15 to $30 billion in 2019-20. A growing middle class population, rising disposable income, and declining electronics prices have led to an uptick in consumption of electronics devices in India. Quick technology transitions such as the rollout of 5G and Internet of Things are ushering a new era for electronic production right now. India is undergoing a digital revolution and India has experienced large scale digital adoption. Digital transactions have increased 10x in last 5 years. Aadhaar, India's unique digital identity program, covers more than 1.2 billion people, the largest system of its type globally. 870 million individuals have Aadhaar linked bank accounts, of which more than 325 million were added due to the Jan Dhan scheme for financial inclusion launched in 2014. Unified Payment Interface, or UPI as we know, enables all bank account holders to send and receive money instantly using smartphones and has clocked 3.2 billion transactions between January 2018 to December 2019. India has emerged as one of the largest markets for electronic products in the world. India also ranks in the top three global economies in terms of number of digital consumers and is slated to have a digital economy of over $1 trillion by 2025. Therefore, building a vibrant electronics manufacturing ecosystem in Odisha state to the Make in Digital India, Make in Odisha, Make for India, Make for the World goal, which is set forth by the government. Strategic roadmap is prepared for development of ESDM industry in the state of Odisha in collaboration with IESA, consulting companies, and with the active participation and support of Department of Information Technology, Government of Odisha, and other agencies in the state. A comprehensive analysis of the state of Odisha as the ESDM destination on important parameters like infrastructure, talent, support ecosystems, and competitive advantage and challenges is carried out. It recommends the industry segment or verticals, products and horizontals of focus projects the revenue and employment generation over the next 10 years. And the corresponding investments supporting infrastructure and manpower requirements to realize the projected revenues. The roadmap also maps out the prospective locations in the state for ESDM activity. It also articulates the policy initiatives, including incentives required for the growth of the ESDM sector in the state. The various stakeholders, including the government and industry, together ensure that the ESDM sector grows in Odisha and the state continues to benefit, grow, and prosper from a sector that is marked by innovation and a desire for world class in performance. The concerted efforts of the officials from the Department of Electronics and IT, Government of Odisha, STPI, Bhubaneswar are greatly appreciated, and I would like to acknowledge their support at every stage to prepare the report. Currently, Odisha houses very few companies in the ESDM space, confined to only two subsectors or parts of the value chain, namely semiconductor design and component manufacturing. There are little or no ESDM exports from the state in the recent years. While factors like low cost of doing business, proximity to electronic trading hubs in Southeast Asia, presence of good ports, sufficient supply of water resources, better power supply scenario, favorable regulatory scenario, presence of institutional framework, etc., are encouraging to the ESDM sector. Odisha has a very good logistics and infrastructure facilities which can adapt quick turnaround time at sea or airports, excellent road or rail connectivity between the ports or airports and the manufacturing clusters, warehousing facilities, waste disposal recycling facilities, high speed and reliable data connectivity, proximity to international airport. The vision of Odisha state government right now to become a significant player in electronic system design and manufacturing, especially in the sector of consumer, industrial, IT, telecom, mobile sector, and strategic electronics across the value chain of ESDM. The following projects which have been set for Odisha in the ESDM sector over the next decade are: first, revenue target of 1800, 800, 18,800 crore by 2024 and direct employment generation of around 50,000 to 60,000. According to estimates from a research initiative conceived by the Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology, domestic electronics manufacturing could generate an economic value of 100 billion to 130 billion dollar in 2025. Domestic electronics manufacturing has already witnessed unprecedented growth over the past 5 years. Odisha is accelerating towards it. In order to position India in Odisha as a global hub for ESDM and push further the vision of the national policy on electronics 2019, three schemes, namely the production linked incentive scheme, scheme for promotion of manufacturing and electronic components and semiconductors, and modified electronics manufacturing cluster schemes were notified by the government on 1st April 2020. These schemes will attract new investments in electronic manufacturing, pushing us towards realizing a USD 1 trillion digital economy and driving self-reliant digital economy, transforming 1.3 billion lives. Odisha government initiatives, I would like to highlight some of the things. The initiatives are broadly classified under the below heads. First one is infrastructure development. Second one, institutional mechanism to promote the sector, including investment and promotion. Third one is skill development by establishment of ITI diploma institutes. master courses in ESDM related disciplines in all major institutes, encouraging joint R&D labs by companies and universities, mandatory for 6 months to 1 year. Internship for students, bachelors and masters as well. And 50% reimbursement of cost of internship to the companies by government. The fourth one is incentives such as capital subsidy of 20% on capex investment, value-added market access in government purchases for companies manufacturing in Odisha, training subsidy of up to 50% of the cost incurred, which is one-time reimbursement to the companies for providing skill gap training to the employees, 100% stamp duty and registration fee exemption for the purchases or lease of land and building or office space, which can be reimbursed the VAT payment from 75% to 100% for a period of 10 years as per ICT policy, and others such as creating startup ecosystem through ESDM centers of excellence, incubation centers, and characterization lab at universities and leading
जी जी
institutes
ये क्या प्रॉब्लम था सर
with industry, academia, and state government and STPI partnership. One of the project EMC or Electronic Manufacture Cluster, which is part of the larger Info Valley ecosystem, the capitalist city of Odisha,
नहीं नहीं ये
216 acres of exclusive cluster for electronics manufacturing with total investment of over 155 million USD. The employment potential for more than 12,000 highly skilled and semi-skilled personnel, co-located with major IT players and software developers such as Infosys, TCS, Wipro, Mahindra Satyam. There are MSME as part of ESDM industry as well. The new Electropreneur Park aims at achieving the objectives of the ESDM vision outlined in the National Policy on Electronics and other policies. STPI had signed with industry body, India Electronics and Semiconductor Association, and International Institute of Information Technology Bhubaneswar for setting up the ESDM incubator in Odisha. The Odisha government has taken a host of measures, including preparation of roadmap for the hardware industry and characterization lab for chip testing to attract investment in the ESDM sector. Khurda, Rayagada, Sundargarh, Balasore, and Ganjam districts are identified as the potential areas for setting up of ESDM projects. In addition, the Information and Communication Technology Policy 2014 promises SOPs for the promotion of ESDM units. The government continues and invites to support the development of a vibrant electronics manufacturing ecosystem in the state. Lastly, I would like to thank you, the persons behind IESA Vision Summit 2020, and I would like to thank you all. Thank you.
Thank you, Behera for sharing all the progress that you have been doing. We for sure acknowledge the good news, the positive success that's coming out from Orissa. And especially even when we saw this whole, the pandemic came and COVID-19, even there, along with all the other things, we are continuing to see, I would say, a role model example of what the Orissa government is doing. There have been question and comments, but we have been running short of time. But if I have to quickly ask you to answer in one, we said our Vision Summit theme is on three primary technologies. We want to accelerate how we can use the technology in edutech, agri-tech, and medical tech. Based on what you have been seeing in the ecosystem, your STPI Park, the institutes, academia, and the industry, is there one of these that you think will see one of the first product coming out from Orissa?
Yeah, sure. Because now the STPI is setting up the smart lab, so I hope in near future the product will come out from Odisha.
Thank you very much, sir. This was, I would say, very positive to hear all the progress, all the policies, and all the focus that you and your team have been putting together, and in trying to proliferate the electronics, IT, and semiconductors into different part of countries by tapping the talent pool and the resources that we have. On behalf of ISA, I would like to take this opportunity to thank you for taking your time and sharing your progress and policies with us. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much.